has agreed to bring her camera. Where is Varada? Vanished? Okay, she'll be here. She has agreed to bring her camera and help us with the group photo. And other thing is, there are few people who have been saying that they want to know the details of other participants. However, I would not like to give anything to anyone without everyone's consent. So what I'll do is, I will circulate some papers to you. If you feel that your name, contact number, email ID and your specialization could go to everyone, write all those details. Those who do not wish to, please do not write anything. And then I'll consolidate the data and send it across to all those who want to be in the loop. Okay? Thank you so much. Sir, I think we could start.
Okay. So he has described various kinds of dhruvas for various sequences, and Shirshaka dhruva is also one of the varieties of dhruva. The definition of Shirshaka is given afterwards. So these varieties mentioned earlier, he says, like the Abhikriti varieties, they may be used under Shirshaka dhruva, he says. Then there are some particular types of songs apart from dhruvas, and to me they appear to be folk songs being adopted. So there is a form of dhruva and there are some other types of songs. This is a Narkutak Geet, and in Bhojpuri area they say Nakta Geet is there, perhaps it comes from that. So Narkutak type of Geet is described here and its varieties. Budbudak is another. So these meters are not described in Sanskrit prosody, and their varieties, the varieties of Narkutaka, as they are Rathottaram, Budbudakam, Udgatam, Vanshapatrakam, Shivakshara, Hansvati, Hansasyam, Totakam, etc. So they are entirely different kind of metrical structures, and probably they are coming from local regional traditions also, as I understand. So they are defined. Then the definition of Narkutaka. ऐसिका कमल गभ गेह के रेणु पिंजरित चारु गदिया सारदे मद कलोप कचिता हिंदते सरवरम मिछप्पदी. So it seems that a different metrical structure is there. So in all the varieties of Narkutak song, you see this type of structure. Totak is also that type of structure. So I will not go into the lakshanas in detail. From the examples you can see Ramani Sahito Rani Virame Gaganang Ganae Khagakosu Anuvasaye Vigattiyo Parimantati Otar Suhidam, all these things. So it's a description of prose that way. And in earlier examples, this Kaka is nowhere taken up. So these are the lok traditions which speak about the Kaka and crows and all these things. So the meter is also of a different type. Then Jati Sthanam Prakarashya Pramanam Namacheviche Geyo Dhruvanam Ganake Vikalpa Panche Hetuka. The varieties of Dhruva result on these five grounds. Jati we have seen. Sthan is like three saptakas, Mandra, Madhya and Tar. Prakar, the various varieties of Shruti, and Pramana. Pramana, I don't know in what sense is it, but these are the grounds on which various Dhruva varieties come out. Then Vrittakshar Pramanam hi Jati Rityabhi Sangita. Sangita. The Vrittakshar Pramana. Pramana is the measurement of the Laghu Guru, etc. That is the idea. So the syllables occurring in a Vritta, their Pramana is called Jati, that makes Dhruva Jati, and Sam, Ardha and Visham. These three types, as we have seen in the Chandas Shastra also, they can be adopted here. And Shat Kalashta Kale Chaiva Pramane Dividhe Smrite. For the purpose of Tal and Kala, 6 Kalas and 8 Kalas, they can be adopted here. Perhaps that is the hint only dropped. The question that why Tala is not mentioned for particular types of songs, in what Tala that Dhruva would be sung. So here Kala is mentioned related to Tala. So 6 Kala and 8 Kala, they can be suitable for it. So he says then Yatha Gotra Kulachari Niram Nama Vidhiyate Evam Nama Shriyopetam Dhruvanam Api Cheshtate. Just as you identify a man on the basis of his Gotra Kul and Achar, on the same way the Dhruvas are named to indicate their function, their nature and their metrical arrangement. So that is the idea. Then the grounds for the Panchavidha Dhruva, 5 types of Dhruva. Praveshakshepa Nishkama Prasadika Mathantaram Ganam Panchavidam Vidya Dhruva Yoga Samanvitam. So Dhruva Gan has 5 varieties. They generate 5 types of Dhruvas to be sung for the different kinds of sequences or episodes being performed. Pravesh, Akshep, Nishkram, Prasadik and Antar. These are the 5 grounds. So they make 5 types of Gan. So situations of Pravesh will be described through Praveshiki Dhruva. Situations of Akshep would describe Akshepiki. Situations of Akshep will be taken by Akshepiki Dhruva. Situations of Nishkram or Nishkraman exit by Nishkramiki, and situations of Prasada by Prasadiki, and situations of situations lying there in between, they are to be taken up by Antara Dhruva. So these are the 5 situations which are taken up through different Dhruva. He describes them so that will become more clear by the definitions proper. So Nanarthrasa Yukta Nranam Ya Gite Praveshetu Praveshiki Mata Namna Vigeyasa Dhruva Tajjai. It is having different, it is having various types of rasas. It is sung at the entry of different characters. That is Praveshiki. Okay, it's an entrance song. Ankante Nishkramane Patranam Giyate Prayogeshu Nishkramopagatam. Sorry, it should be Nishkramopagat Gunam Vidyan Nishkramikim Tamtu. At the end of the act, when all the actors are making their exit, the song which is sung on that occasion, which has the characteristic of Nishkramana, which has the description of a situation where somebody is retiring or going away or making exit. That guna is there in the song also. So that Dhruva is Nishkramiki. And Krama Mullangya Vidhigyahi Krite Yadruta Layana Natya Vidau Rasantaram Upagatam Akshepa Vashat Kratam Prasadayati. Violating the order and being done in Drutalay during the course of performance, it the change of rasa suddenly which has occurred, so it equals it by akshepa. So there is a karun rasa after it. So in between there is a song which would equalize this change of rasa. So this is akshepiki. Raga prasada jannim vidya prasadiki tamtu. The dhruva that pleases, creates raga, is prasadiki. And it should be vishanne, Vishanne murchite bhrante vastrabharan sanyame dosha prachadanayache giyate santara dhruva. Yes, to bridge a gap, and a character is depressed, is in depression, is grieving, or he or she has become unconscious, he has gone astray, is not finding his way, Vastavarna Sanyame, he is changing his attire, something like that. So the dhruva, that is dosha prachadana. Some such thing has occurred that he has to tie up his garment. They have loosened and they are likely to fall. So going in a corner, he just tries to tie up his garment. This can happen. So the antara dhruva covers any lapse that on the part of actor might have occurred. So the gayakas or gayikas sitting in the kutab, they start singing dhruva, and there is a song with them ready-made for such occasion, that a character has fallen unconscious, so he can't suddenly rise up, so the acting is stopped. The situation demands the unconscious that he will enact murcha. So there is nothing going on in the stage, so dhruva song to create a bridging effect should be sung. And if any such thing that an actor has to tie up his garment or something like that, put back his mukut which might be falling, then also this dosha prachadana, this antara dhruva which functions as a cover up, may be presented. Then avkrashta dhruva is baddhe niruddhe patite vyadite murchite mrite avkrashta dhruva karya bhavecha karunashraye. A person has been captured, has been taken as a prisoner, has fallen down, is ill and is lying unconscious or dead. There also avkrashta dhruva can be sung. Then relation of dhruva songs with different rasas and the tempo of the dhruvas as suited to rasa realization. For ras nishpatti, what type of dhruva will suit and what lay should be maintained in the dhruva. तो एतेषु च भावेषु करुणा वेदितेषु च ध्रुवा धृता च कर्तव्या करुणे भाव संश्रया. So with all these bhavas which have been described earlier, like Paddha Niruddha Patit, Murchit, etc., and together with the pathetic situations of Karuna Rasa, Dhruta Dhruva should be presented, which has pathos, Karuna Bhavas. Yatra Pratyakshijam Dukkham Mrta Vihata Darshanam Sthita Tatra Hi Kartavya Karune Turase Budai. There apparently, wherever there is apparently some sorrow and a person who has died, he is being seen. So there Sthita Dhruva should be sung. So Sthita is a variety, and these varieties are described in the next stanzas also. So in Natya Shastra, this style creates some confusion, that the categories are described, their definitions are not known there, afterwards they are described, and there is a profusion of such categories. So उत्पाद दर्शने चैव प्रहर्षे अद्भुत दर्शने विषादे च प्रसादे च रोषे सत्वस्य दर्शने वीररौद्र भयाद्येषु प्रत्यक्षावेदितेषु च ध्रुवा द्रुतलया कार्या आवेगे संभ्रमे तथा. Seeing something disturbing and over excessive joy, seeing something wonderful and an occasion of grief and happiness and rosh, indignation, anger, and some animal which may be terrifying or which may be causing fear, if that has seen, and in these situations underlying Veer, Rodra, etc., which are being which are being narrated directly, Dhrutalaya Dhruva should be sung, and in the situations of Avega and Sambhram, confusion, etc. also. Then Prasadiki Dhruva is describes. So Prasadiki Dhruva in Madhya Laya should be sung in the situation of Prasada, being happy, Yacha, entreaty or begging something, Anusmarana, recollection, an Atishaya Vakya, something hyperbolic is being described, and Navasangama, first meeting between the lovers, and Harsha, happiness, Prarthana, entreaty, request, and Shangar and Adbhut Darshan, seeing something which causes wonder. So in all these situations, Prasadiki Dhruva in Madhyalaya should be sung. And Sharira Vyasne Roshe Puna Sandhana Karmani, etc. Some portion has been left out because the font have changed. So there are situations where Dhruva should not be sung. So this is very important. Just as Bharat Muni keeps always, he is very cautious that the actors may not be dancing where dance is not required. The actor should not be doing Hastavinay where Hastavinay may be undesirable. So there are situations where Dhruva singing is prohibited. So Adhruvastu Budai Karya Pravesha Syur Gayato Rudutas Tatha. So no Dhruva song should be sung if a character himself is making entry singing. Okay, this can be a situation that a character stages his entry with he himself is singing a song, and he is weeping. So with the sound, the sound of weeping, he enters. So Dhruva need not be sung. He is already making a noise. So that is sufficient. And Sambram, Peshan, Utpat, Vismay, in all these situations also, disturbance, wonder, confusion, and somebody is being sent somewhere, Dhruva song is not needed. Then the varieties he has mentioned earlier, but there he has not defined them. Shirshaka, Uddhata, Anubandha, Vilambita, Addita, Apakrishta. These 6 varieties are situational songs which are to be sung in specific situation. So their definitions are given. Okay, so we will not cover them. Now I want to come to the end of it. Shirasthanam etadhi yasmat tasmat tu shirshaka. Since it occupies the top position, therefore the name Shirshaka is given to it. Since it is a robust kind, it reflects arrogance, so the name Uddhata is given to it. So their very name implies their purpose and their characteristics also. So like Anubadha, it reflects the continuity of Yati, Lay, Vadyagati, tempo, and Pad, Varna and Swaraksharas. So it connects them. It functions for the connectivity of all these categories. So therefore it is called Anubadha. Then Vilambita, Dhruta, Addita, which is Utkat Guna, having excess of robust walking, quick walking, and Prasanna, all these are described, and he comes to the topics of Dhruvas. Okay, so we have seen in the examples that what are the subjects which are addressed to. Here they are listed: Aditya Somapavna, Deva Parthiva Mata. So for the characters of like gods and kings, sun, moon, and Pavan, songs about these should be taken up. So this was the audiences knew that a song about sun is being sung, a song about Dhruva song about moon is being sung. So they know that the hero is being described. So it creates a rapport between the performer and the audience also. It enables the audience to understand the situation in a better way, because they know that if the sun is being described, what is the episode being performed. Then if the demons are there on the stage and they are to be projected, then Megh, Parvat and Sagar, clouds, mountains and sea, they will be the subjects of Dhruvas. And if Siddha, Gandharva, Yakshas are the characters, then Graha Udu Vrishabha. Then the stars, planets and Vrishabha, Pulak or Pul, they are the subjects. Then Tapasitanam Sarvesham Suryagni Pavanamata. If the ascetics, Tapasvins are there doing penance, then Surya, sun, fire and Pavan, they are taken up as subjects. If the Brahmins are there, the Habhyavahastu Vipranam, Ye Chanya Tapasi Sthita. Fire is the subject of Dhruva if the Brahmins are the characters, or otherwise also the person performing a penance. For women characters also, Eteshame vaya narya tasam opamya sanshaya. The ladies or wives of these characters, the female deities, the queens, so respectively for the female characters, the Dhruvas will be respectively in the same way to be sung. So Vidyut Ulka Arka Rashmyadya Divyanam api Chasmrita. If the Devis are there as characters, that means deities, female deities are there. Okay, then like Ushas or Lakshmi or Saraswati, etc. So Vidyut Ulka Arka Rashmi, these will be the subjects. Okay, lightning, meteor, and the rays of sun, etc. And whatever subjects are there for female goddesses, the same will be for queens, etc. So this is the end of 32nd. So 33rd also we will cover. So for tomorrow there will not be so much burden. Okay. So tomorrow I will take 34, 35, 36, 37. And 36, 37 actually they are one. So I will uh, 32nd is Gayak Vadak Dosha Guna. So it is very interesting. And normally the persons who learn music, be it instrumental music or vocal music, they know all these things. There are simple things are said there. It is not that complicated. So qualities and shortcomings of vocalist and instrumentalist. Okay, I think it is not a very big chapter, so we can finish it. So he is describing the qualities, merits of the songstresses, gaikas, or the female singers. Okay. रूप गुण कांति युक्ता माधुर्योपेत सत्व संपन्ना पेशन मधुर स्निग्धानुनाद अनुनादि समरक्त शुभ कंठा. This beautiful poetic description actually. रूप गुण कांति युक्ता माधुर्योपेत सत्व संपन्ना, the Arya Chand there. पेशन मधुर स्निग्धानुनादि समरक्त शुभ कंठा सुहित गमक विधायिन्यो अक्षोभ्यास ताल लय कुशला आतोद्यार्पित करना विज्ञेयः गायिका श्यामा. So these gayikas should be like this. They should be beautiful, good looking. Actually, this requirement should not be there, but they are sitting on the kutab. They are visible to the audiences. So normally one should not bother whether she is not looking, she is not good looking. But here it is required, you see. So on stage everything should be beautiful. So she should not only be a good singer, she should be brilliant looking and beautiful.
Maybe we should just interpret as a good personality.
You can interpret, okay. But here Roop and Kanti they are mentioned because on Kutap they are visible to the audience also. When everybody is making exit, only Kutap is being seen. So all the singers and instrumentalists they are being seen, and in the Vikrashmadya it is so close. So there is interaction. The Gayak Vadaka they are also interacting with the your audience is appreciating the Dhruvas. They might be applauding on the Dhruvas also, that is the theatre. So we don't do that kind of background music in Sanskrit theatre where the musicians are hidden. Either in front of the stage there is some cavity where the audience cannot, they very carefully, the persons giving background music are made concealed. If the audience will see it, they think that they will be disturbed, because real life is to be presented. So in real life there is no background music, but background music continues. Audience knows that there are persons giving background music, but the performers want to give an impression of reality, so they should forget that it is a play and music is being given. But in Sanskrit theatre they should know that these are the gayakas, vadkas sitting, and there is a closeness. So it is better that they may be beautiful. And madhuryopeta sattva sampanna, they have sattva, they can concentrate within, and they have sweetness. Peshan madhura snigdhanu nadi samarakta shubha kantha. So that is that they have sweet voice and snigdha kantha, which is a quality of singing, and the voice is resounding. Okay, and rakta kantha is there. Raga can be produced by their voice, and a kind of pious note arises from their voice. Suhita gamak vidhainyo. Gamak is a quality, and here only I think the word gamak occurs here. Otherwise in the music system the word gamak has not been used normally. And gamak normally we said murki, or in singing it is murki, or in playing any instrument it is mead, something like that. So as far as I understand, so they can perform the gamak in a proper way, and akshobhya, they are not easily disturbed. Okay. So if they themselves start seeing the play and they start enjoying the play, they forget what dhruva they should be singing on the proper. So they should remain on their own, and they are not disturbed by anything that goes on in the stage. They should know their duty. And tala lay kushla, that is, they should know the rhythm. And tala atodhyarpita karna, they should have an ear for the instruments that are being their karnas, indriyas are concentrating on the instruments being played. So see, such are the gayikas. Shyama is also an adjective. So there was an interview going on. I was an expert for the lecturership. The boy was very brilliant. So we told him just recite some shloka from Meghdut. So Tanvi Shyama Shikhari Dashna Pakko Bimba Dharoshti Madhye Shyama Chakita Harini Pekshana Nimna. He recited very well, very correctly. Then we asked him to give the tika. So he said Tanvi, Dubli, Shyama, Kali, Shikhari Dashna. So and I was not only surprised, because he appeared to be a brilliant boy. So I asked him, किसने आपको बताया है कि श्यामा का मतलब काली होता है? इनका हमने तो हमारे गुरुजी ने पढ़ाया है। अच्छा, गुरुजी के सिर पर डाल दिया। तो क्या कर सकते हैं? Okay, so here Shyama is the lady, that Naika, who is very beautiful. And in Kam Shastra works, her definition is there. Yes. Okay. Then क्या? अच्छा, हाँ, आप लोग संस्कृत के छात्र नहीं रहे ना? ओके। उसकी टेक्निकल डिफिनीशन तो खैर अलग, श्यामा तो षोडशी स्वास्यात्, या शीते उष्णा ग्रीष्मे च शीतला, something like that is long definition occurs there. तप्त कांचन वर्णाभा उष्णा शीते शीतला च ग्रीष्मे, श्यामा तो षोडशी नायिका. She is a 16-year-old, very beautiful girl who gives us sort of warmth in winter, and gives a cooling effect in summer. Some such personality she has. Like the advertisement of tea. When the Britishers came, I was told by elderly people, in our houses tea was not prevalent. You see, I was not having morning tea or even tea till I married. So then the elderly people used to tell us that the Britishers, what did they do? Because they had to sell tea, chai ka vyapar karna hai, and advertisement are to be issued in local Hindi language. So they described the way they were advertising tea. Cha गर्मी में ठंड और ठंड में गर्मी करता है, something like that. So this is an advertisement for Shyama. Okay. Then the same thing it says, what he has said there in the music chapter. Prayana tu subhavat istrinam ganam nrinam cha pathya vidhi. Naturally, women are skilled in singing. So the Dhruva songs also will be sung by women artists, and the recitation part is taken care of by male artists. Because Strinam Svah Madhura Kanto Nidam Balitvam cha. By nature, women have sweetness of their kantha, of their voice, and men have power of their voice. Yatra Strinam Pathyam Gune Naranam Chagan Madhuratvam. Wherever there is a reverse way, that the pathya or textual delivery of women is as powerful, and the singing by men is as sweet like female artist. It is alankara, it is additional quality. Nahi subhava hi ayam tesham. It is not by the nature they are not like that. Okay. And about the qualities of Vadak, those who play Veena. So Sunivishta Pani Laya Yati Yogagyo. They should have their Pani means Tal, Lay and Yati Pas. So the mixture of Pani, Lay and Tal they should know. They should be Sunivishta, very well conversed with these. Sumadhura Lagu Hastav, sweet notes they can produce by their hands, and they should be smart in carrying Laghav. Hasta Laghav should be there. Okay, they should be quickly, they can be quick and smart. That is the Hasta Laghav. Gatri Gunesh Chopeta. Although they are instrumentalists, but they should be equipped with the qualities of singers. Gatri Gun should be there. As they tell in music also, that vocal music is the base. Even if you are learning an instrument, that forms the base. So Gatri Guna should be there. Avahita Manasau. Okay, concentration of mind is there. Susangitau. They should have an ear for good music. Spudatara Chitra Karnau. Their karnas are here. Karna may be the technical thing. Karnas which have been described here. The karnas for Dhruvas and Veena. So they have an understanding of clear understanding of karnas and Gita Shravana Chalu. They can listen carefully to the song because they have to accompany. So they are stable in listening to this song first, and Pravina, they are adept, skilled. Chitradi Vadya Kushalav, they are skilled in playing different types of instruments. So these are the instrumentalists for Veena. There are Dvivachan, so two instrumentalists are there in Kutapa. That is, and Balwan Avita Buddhir Gita Layagyas Tatha Susangita. Shravaka Madhuras Snigdho Dradpanir Vanshavaduko Geya. The flutist or Vanshavadaka should be a strong person because you have to blow. So a weak person cannot do that. So there is a blowing test. When you go for health checkup, now that perhaps don't have, but there is some equipment is given and you blow there. So I always failed. They say you don't have any life in you. Within a second, my route passed to that, and they said try again. It should take at least a few seconds. So it should be powerful enough so that he can blow. Okay, and avahita buddhi. You should concentrate, and Gita Layagya. You should know the rhythm of the song, and Susangita. He knows the music. Himself can sing. Shravak Madhuras Nikdo. He has an ear for music, has a sweet disposition. Dradpani. His hands are firm. Okay. If his fingers are shaking, then he cannot be playing bansuri properly. And Avicharitam Achinam Varnalankar Bodhakam Madhuram Siddham Dosh Vihinam Veno Reva Smritam Vad. This has occurred earlier also in the Shushiradhyaya. So anyway, so it is it remains on the swara, stuck to the swara. It doesn't discontinue, and it has varna and alankara, sweetness, and it is polished without defects. So, this is the Venuvadya accompanying the Dhruvagan. So Jnana Vijnana Karana Vachana Prayoga Siddhi Nishpadanani Shadacharya Guna. These are the qualities of a Sangitacharya. So there it is Natyacharya, the qualities of Natyacharya are described, and here it is the Acharya for Sangeet. So Jnana Vijnana is all right. Karana, the Indriyas are in proper way, speech is properly functioning. Prayoga Siddhi, he can lead the performance to success. Prayoga Siddhi Nishpadanani, he can lead the performance to success. These are the qualities of Sangitacharya. He defines his Jnanam Shastra Bodha, understanding of Shastra, and Kriya Sampadanam Vijnanam, ability to render that Jnana into practice, that is Vijnana. Kantha Hasta Gonyam Karanam. The quality of Kantha and Hasta, that is Karana actually. Jita Granthata Vachanam. He knows the Shastra by heart. So that is the quality of Vachan, speech. He can explain the Shastra. Deshadi Sampada Radhanam Prayoga Siddhi. Yes. The local traditions he knows. He is adept with local traditions. That leads to Prayoga Siddhi. And Shishya Subhavam Avisheshyo Pataya Shishya Subhava Mavishesho Pataye Upadesha Shishya Nishpadanam iti. Okay, he can train the Shishyas, and he can attract good students, that is Shishya Nishpadan. Okay. Then Kantha Gunas for Sangeeta. Okay, Shravana, it is properly heard. Ghana, it is well proportioned. Okay, Suslisht, it is there. Snigdh, polish, madhur, sweet, avdhanvan, it is results out of concentration. This sthana shobhi, it has the beauty of all the three sthanas, uras, kantha and shiras. These are the 6 qualities of voice. Kanthasya guna. Udattam, he defines them. Udattam shuyate yasmat tasmat shravana uchyate. When udatta varnas are clearly heard, then it is shravan. Okay. Shravana suswaro yasmad acchinnasya ghano mata. When whatever that is being heard is becomes suswar. Okay, the voice is sweet there in it. Swaras are sweet there. So that is ghana. Arukshatvani sanyukta snigdhas tajjai prakirtita. Manaprahladakara savai madhura uchyate. There is no roughness of sound. There is no dryness in the sound. Arukshatvani is not there. Rukshatvani is not there, and it is snigdhata is there, and manaprahladakara, pleasing the heart. This quality is there. That is madhura. Swaradike chahine cha yavirakto vidhanavan. The person who doesn't commit the fault of adhik swara or heen swara, which have been described, and he knows the proper method. Shira kanteshu abhitas tisthana madhuras swara. And Shira, Kantha and Uras. All these sthanas he can use properly. He is Madhuraswar. So that is Tisthana Shobhi. That is called Tisthana Shobhi. Tistan shobhitevam tu sahitajjai udarata. So these are the qualities of the singer. Then the demerits are also described. Defects. Kapilo yah vyavastitaschaiva tatha sandashta evacha. Kaki च तुम्बकी चैव पंच दोषा भवन्ति. Kapil, avyavasthit, sandasht, kaki and tumbaki. These are the 5 defects or defective singers. So they are being described. Vaiswaryam bhavedyatra tatha syat gargaraitam. Kapila satu vigyeya shleshma kanthas tathaivacha. Kapil is a person who is not using proper swar. He is becoming Viswar. So Viswar is there, proper swaras he cannot apply. The failure to apply proper swaras and the voice is obstructed. The ghargar sound comes from his throat because of old age or other. Maybe he is having coughs or all that. So that is Kapila. Shleshma Kantha, he has cough. Okay, Shleshma is cough. So that is Kapila. Unata adhikta chapi swaranam yatra drishyate. Ruksha dosha hatashchaiva keya sattva vyavastita. There is excess or unata and adhikta. There is excess and lacking of swaras, lack of swaras, and there is roughness. Then that is avyavastit. Danta prayogat sandashta swacharyahi parikirtita. He uses his teeth. Okay, he bites his lips when he is singing, so that will obstruct the singing. Okay, so that is sandashta. Yona vistarati sthane swaram tatha ruksha swaraschaiva sa kaki tyavi sangita. Kaki is like a kaka or crow. Okay, so yona vistarati sthane uchcharanagatam swaram. The swara being rendered, he is unable to expand it. The swaras need to be expanded at some places. Alap can be done keeping that swara as base. So a person who is unable to give the vistara to swara, and his ruksha swara also, his voice is dry. That is kaki. Nasagra grasta shabdastu tumbaki sobi dhiyate. One who sings in nasal tones, okay, that also doesn't sound very nice. Okay, sometimes nasal tone appears beautiful, but always it will not. So anunasikatvam gayane sarvatra naiva shobhate iti kritva tumbaki. Okay, so we stop here, I think, because just 34th we will take tomorrow. It is a long chapter. If there are any suggestions, questions, we can take them up. Okay.
Hello, sir. I wanted to ask why Bharata didn't talk about the Nartaki Lakshana or the qualities of Nartaki. I think Abhinay Gupta said about the Patra Lakshan, but Bharata didn't mention anything.
I think that would come in 35th chapter. We will maybe tomorrow we will discuss. They are described, the members of the troupe, they are described, so Nartaki is described there.
Sir, I have a question related to giving signs on swara. As we see in Vedic literature, when only 3 swara are introduced, so there are signs for every swara. When it's udatta, a particular, I think, a line above it or something like that. And same we follow in today's khyal system when for tivra swara, for komal. But here there are no signs on swara mentioned.
Yeah, in the available text we don't have. Okay, but there must have been a tradition, there could have been a tradition, because there are problems of Natya Shastra manuscripts. And with great difficulty some manuscripts were found. Natya Shastra had sunk into oblivion. The copies were not easily available. The copies were with some chakyas. but then later on some more copies were found. So maybe there was a tradition of putting the signs for notations. That tradition must have been there, but so far no specimen of giving notations for Udatta, Anudatta, Swarit, for these Dhruva songs or all these things. That I do not know if that is there.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Shastriji and Ashokji.
I'm coming there.
No, this
I'm coming there.
Tristhana Madhura Swara.
Sorry, please, sorry.
It's not a question. Some small clarification. Tristhana Madhura Swara, Sirah Kanthe Swapihitaha is there. Uras is not mentioned, is it? Tristhanas are Uras, Siras and Kantha.
Tristhanas are Uras, Shiras and Kantha.
But it is in the Karika, it is missing. I think.
Yeah.
Some Pataveda must be available.
Maybe it is quite possible. And Api is added there, so you should have
Bahuvachana is
beauty.
there. Sirah Kanthe
Yes. Shirak
Bahuvachana is
Kanthe,
there.
Urasyapi should be there.
Ah.
Maybe some letter is missing.
Siroru Kanthe Swapihitaha.
Something like that should have it. I will again check. Maybe there are problems of text.
In the Karika beginning with Rupa, where you took that Rupa as standing for beautiful,
Yes.
Gaika should be beautiful, and
Yes.
there is no word like Sundara used there.
Right.
I think what he probably means is well-formed, Rupa.
Well-formed.
That is,
Yes.
because if you have someone with very obvious deformity or obvious feature of the
You can
body,
say that, okay.
becomes a distraction
Okay.
to the audience. Someone very fat or someone with an obvious deformity, that must be the
The deformity should, Roop means deformity should not be there.
That's how Rupa is sometimes used, because
Akara, yeah. I understood that.
You are right.
That's what I meant by personality or
Personality,
presentability.
madam told person.
Yeah.
but that would apply to the whole, that entire group.
Yeah, obviously.
Because if a Gaika is actually very obviously attractive, that will be a distraction too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of listening, people will only see.
Yeah.
Meaning, this is about Pitta Paul. Those who are sitting behind, उनका तो मेकअप नहीं होगा ना. मंच पर है, मंच पर सामने नहीं है.
Abhinav Gupta has not commented on this Karika. Okay.
Any other questions, suggestions, modifications? So maybe we should continue.
Okay. Oh. So it is Avradhavadya Vidhan. 34th is about the drums and percussions. Okay. And just as Natyotpatti is described, the Utpatti of Avnadhavadhyas, Avnadhavad instruments, percussions is described in the beginning. So Anadhyaye Kadachittu Swatir Mahati Durdine Jalashayam Jagamatha Salila Nainam Prati. There was, just as Bharat Muni had Anadhyaya on some day and other Munis came to him, in the same way Swati and Narad, these two Munis are connected to vocal music and instrumental music respectively. So Swati Muni, there was Anadhyaya and he went to a pond to fetch water. Jalashayam Jagamatha Salilanayanam Prati. To bring water, he went to Jalashaya. Patanti Bhishcha Dharabhir Vayu Vegat Jalashaye. Puskaranyam Patushabda Patranam Abhavat Tada. So it was raining, and that Pushkarni, Vapi or pond was covered by leaves. Okay, by leaves. So the showers were falling on those leaves. So there was sound. Okay, Patu Shabda Abhavat. Distinct sounds arose from that rainfall. Okay, which is used natural. तो ज्येष्ठ मध्य कनिष्ठानां तु पत्राणाम अवधार्य च गंभीर मधुरम हृद्यम आजगा आश्रमम ततः. The difference of sounds falling on big leaves and small leaves and medium kinds of leaves, he understood that. Okay, he paid his attention to that. The distinctive qualities of sound which arose by the falling of drops of water on those leaves, and Gambhirta and Madhurta. Okay, so the Gambhirya, resounding nature maybe, and sweetness of that sounds which were echoing from there, and it was pleasing also, it was Radhya. So he was contemplating upon it. After having its avadharana, he almost memorized it or understood it, and he was thinking about it. He returned back to his ashram. Okay. Dhyatva srashtim mridanganam pushkaran asrajat tatah. So contemplating upon creating mridangas, he created the pushkar vadyas. Okay. So various pushkar vadyas, which are drums. Pushkar is a drum. So he wanted to create various kinds of mridangas. He created pushkar vadyas. Panavam, so these are the pushkar vadyas. Panav, Dardar, and including mridanga, with the help of Vishwakarma. Okay, Vishwakarma joined him, because Vishwakarma will bring the proper wood and make it hollow. So all these works for carpenter, Vishwakarma would do for him, and would bring proper type, proper skin or height for him to cover, to work as Avanatha. So Vishwakarma assisted him. So Devanam Dundubhir Drishtva Chakara Murjans Tata should be. So he saw the Dundubi Vadya of gods. So on the line of that he created Muraj Vadya. Okay. Dundubi is like we call it Nagada. Okay, it's a big Avanadvati producing very great sound, immense sound, you see. Kenayam asmat pratirasita sakha dundubhistanitoyam kona ghateshu garjat pralay ghana ghata chanda pratyagra chanda, something like that. Bhima says when Dundubi is being played, he is very happy with the sound of Dundubi. So wonderful. Who is playing that Dundubi? Because Dundubi is an announcement of war. So the all talks of peace have failed. Krishna has returned. Then this Dundubi is being played. So Bhima, who is always angry and calling for a warmonger, listening to the sound of Dundubi, he asked this question. Sahadeva is there. So seeing the Dundubis of gods, he created Murjas. Alingam Chordhukam Chaiva Tathaivam Kikamevcha. These are, this is I think 3-piece drum. Okay. So one piece is placed in the middle and on both the sides. So Aling, Urdhvak and Ankik. This type of drums also he created. They are defined in this chapter later on. Charmana chavanadhanstu mridangan dardaram tatha tantribhi pranavam chaiva Muha Poha Visharada. So he covered the Avnadha Vadyas like Mridang and Dardar by charma, height or skin of some animal. Normally skin of cow is used for this, was used for this. And Tantrivi Panavam Chaivam. This Panav is a different kind of Vadya. Here it is described as an Avnadha Vadya. Tantris are mentioned, but I will have to check because it is included amongst the, it is not amongst the Tantri Vadyas, but Tantris are being used. So maybe it is a combination of Avnadha and having Tantris also. So skin is there and the Tantris are striking on the height, that is possible. I will have to check, okay, from commentary of Abhinav Gupta. Maybe I can find some reference to it. So, because earlier also it is counted as an Avnadha Vadya, but Tantris, there also Tantris are mentioned. So, these are the nomenclatures of different instruments. Atodya Samvayetu Yani Yojjani Vadakei Anga Pratyanga. No. So, it speaks of other instruments also. So, maybe many types of instruments are described here, and Pranava is included there because it is mentioned amongst the Murajas and Mridangas, so this misunderstanding occurs to me. So nomenclatures of different instruments he describes. Atodya Samvayetu Yani Yojjani Vadakei. When there is an assemblage of different kinds of instruments, Atodyas, I will describe what kind of instruments are to be used there. And there is this concept of Anga Pratyanga, which someone was asking why only string instruments and Avnadvadyas are mentioned in the Vritti mode, that the prominence of string instruments makes Chitra and the prominence of Avnadha percussions makes Dakshina, something like that. Why not the Shushir and Ghanavadyas? So for that he gives this concept of Anga and Pratyanga. So I will describe the Angas and Pratyangas also, who are the limbs and Pratyangas accompanying those limbs in the Sharir of Atodhya, you can say. If Atodhya, the assembly of Atodhya is a body, there are Angas and Pratyangas to that. So Vipanchi Chaiva Chitracha Darvi Shvanga Sangite. Okay. In the Darvi Veenas, Vipanchi and Chitra are Anga. Okay. These are the two kinds of Veena. Vipanchi is well known, and earlier we have described it has less number of strings than other Veena. So Darvi Veena, Vipanchi Veena and Chitra Veena, they are Anga. And Kachapi Ghoshakadini Pratyangani Tathaivacha. Kachapi is a small Veena, and Ghoshak is also a small stringed instrument. So they are Pratyangas. Okay. So they are parallel to it. They accompany Vipanchi and Darvi. Just like a main flutist is there playing his vanshi, and other persons may accompany him with small vanshis or small instruments. So Vipanchi and Chitra being Angas and Kachipi Goshikas are Pratyangas. In the same way, Mridangaha Dardarashchaiva Pranavashchanga Sangitaha. The Mridangas and Dardaras and Pranav. Again it is mentioned with Mridanga. Okay.
The Gita has Panavanaka Gomukha.
Panavanaka Gomukha. Gita has.
Then it is an Avnadha Vadya. Because the Tantri Vadyas are not played when war is beginning. It should be drum. It is Anak and Gomukh and Pranav. Gomukh maybe the Goshranga being blown like that or something. Okay. So Mridang Dardar is a big Ghatam type of art. Mridang is well known. And Pranav, they are called Anga. And Jhallari, Patahadini, Pratyangani Tathai. Jhallari is a Vadya, Pataha is a small Nagada type of Vadya. They are Pratyanga. Okay. So Anga Lakshana Sanyukto Vigyayo Vansh Evahi. In Shushir Vadyas, Vansha, Bansuri is Anga, Shankhastundakini chaiva pratyange parikirtite. Shankh and Tundakini, a bean type of vadya, which the snake charmers are called. It is Tunda. It is made out of some dried fruit like bale or maybe god, Loki or something. So that is why it is called Tundakini. So they are pratyangas. And Anganam tu samatvacha chidra prachadane tatha Vishram heto shobhartham bhandavadyam vinirmitam. For the samatva of angas and for chidra prachadan and for giving a kind of vishrama and for creating beauty, these bhandavadyas, various instruments were created. So their functions are that they maintain a samatva in the performance, equipoise in the performance, and they cover the lapses, they cover the chidras or lapses, and they lead the performers and the audience to a state of repose, relaxation they can produce. And Shobha, all types of music accompanying a performance would beautify it. So Shobhartham, for the enhancement of beauty also. So the Bhandavadya is created. These are the purposes of, okay. Then the sounds which are taken up there, maybe words, languages, or nada, dhvani. So Vayuvatmako bhavet shabdah. The shabd is imbued with the quality of Vayu. Okay. Wind. Sachapi dvidho mata. That also is of two types. Sarvansh chaiva vigyes tatha chaiva vidhanvan. It has swara like notations, 7 notes. So they do not have meaning in themselves. Okay, Shadj, Gandhar, Rishabh, Nishad, etc. So they in themselves they don't have meaning. They can be correlated to some context, like Nishad to Karun Ras and Dhaivat to Vibhats Ras, etc. So swaras are there and abhidhanas are there. Okay, sangyas and names are there. In Dhruva songs we have names and sangyas. They are telling about the Hansa and elephant and all these things. So Tatra Vidhanavan Nama Nana Bhasha Samashraya. So Abhidhanavan, which has names, okay, it takes recourse to various languages. Okay. So the songs are there which have words, meaningful words, sangyas and dhatus. Suptigantam padam, they pad and dhatus they have, tingant and subant they have. So they may be adopting various languages for that. Okay. So Sanskrit, songs in Sanskrit are there, and songs in Prakrit, or even for Lasyanga, as he says, Sendhavi Bhasha, are colloquial type of or local languages, they are also adopted. So these very various languages are there. And Sarvanapi Vigyayo Nana Todya Samashraya. The sound, Shabda, which relates to Swaras, it is connected to various Atodyas. Okay, various instruments. So the sounds produced by the instruments do not have languages like the human beings adopt. So the sounds are there, they have nada. Quality of nada is there, and they are based, those sounds are based on 7 musical notes. Okay, so that is Swarvan. Then Shaririyam Vinayam Surah Sapta Prakirtita. In Shariri Veena, basically the 7 notes are there. The human body has these Shadj, Rishabh, Gandhar, Madhyam, Pancham, Dhaivat, Nishad, these 7 swaras. from from that Shariri Veena, they are transmitted to Darvi Veena or to the instruments. So basically the vocal music forms the basis, and the swaras basically belong to this singing by human beings to vocal music, and they emanate from Shariri Veena. And the instruments, because they are insentient, so a human being plays them. So the way a human being adopts the Shadj, Rishabh, Gandhar, etc., the 7 swaras, he will try to produce those 7 swaras out of the instruments also. So the base is the human voice or Shariri Veena, and from there they are reproduced through the instruments. So basically that is the idea of the music, that human voice and the Shariri Veena forms the basis for musical notes or 7 swaras. Tebhya vinisratash atodyoeshu dijottama. From that these swaras go to atotyas. Purvam sharira udbhutas tato gachanti darvi tata pushkaratam chevam anuyanti ghanam punah. So this is the cycle of the journey of the swaras, that first they are generated through human body. So first they come out of human body, sharira, tato gachanti darvi. From that they go to Darvi Veena, the stringed instrument, and from stringed instrument they go to Avnadda Vadyas, they go to Pushkara Vadyas, and from Pushkar Vadyas they go to Ghan Vadyas, and from Ghan Vadyas they go to Shushir Vadyas. So this is their transmission. So this may be the answer for the question which was asked by the lady, that why is the prominence of Tatvadyas and Avnadvadyas in comparison to Ghana and Shushirvadyas, because preference has to be given to these two, because swaras were transmitted first to Darvi Veena, Tantuvadyas, Tatvadyas, and then to Pushkarvadyas. Subsequently they will reproduce. So it is copy of the copy of the copy. Okay, that way it becomes less important. Okay, so Shariri Veena is very important. A human body is an abode of gods, and it is creating. It has a conscious being making it work out. So a Satvastha Purush who reaches the heights of expression, it is regulating that voice. Okay, so that gets prominence. That is the first, that enjoy the first place. Then they are transmitted to Darvi Veena. So Darvi Veena is best among all the instruments. Veena is best amongst these instruments. Then subsequently they go to Pushkara Vadyas. So Pushkara Vadyas also should function as in accompaniment to Tantu Vadyas or Darvi Veena. This also is said. So in the same order they will be accompanying. So Darvi Veena functions as an accompaniment to Shariri Veena, and Pushkar Vadyas function as accompaniment to Darvi Veena, and Ghan Vadyas function as accompaniment to Pushkar Vadyas, and finally Shushir Vadyas function in accompaniment to all these. So their placement is in this order. So maybe they become less and less prominent in the whole this musical repertoire, you can say. Then various technical terms are there, and a Pushkar Vadya should have all these qualities, which will be defined. So Shodashakshara Sampannam Chaturmargam, it is equipped with 16 syllables, 4 margas. Vilepanam, it should be. Two types of lepan. The lepan vidhi will be described in this chapter. Shat karnam, 6 karnas. Three types of yatis. Three types of layas. Trigatam. Trigat is described, and Tir Prakaram, 3 varieties of it. Amongst the Pushkar Vadyas, there will also be Tri Sanyogam, 3 types of combinations with other Vadyas. Okay. Tripanikam, 3 types of Panis. So Pani is also a technical term for giving the Tala. Dashardha Pani Prahatam. This is also a technical process. Dashardha Pani Prahat. That will be described. I think they are all described, defined. Triprahar is also defined. 3 types of praharas on Avnadvadyas. Marjana is a well-known shabd, and 3 types of marjanas are there. Mayuri, Karma Ravi, etc. Kalidasa has referred to Mayuri Marjana. Mayuri Madayati Marjana Manansi. So that is the playing of Avnadvadyas started in the hall, next hall. So Agnimitra says, let us go. This Mayuri Marjana has started tickling my mind. It is Madayati, Manansi. It is attracting. So 3 types they are described in, including Marjana, including Mayuri. Vinshatyalankara yutam, Ashtadash jatikam. 20 alankaras are used. They were well known. So all these terms appears to be very well known. Therefore, it happens that he defined them ahead, afterwards, and sometimes he uses are there earlier. So 20 alankaras are there, Ashtadash jatis are there. So in this way, these are the processes for Pushkar Vadyas that are adopted. Okay. Then one by one they are taken up. Okay. And their varieties again then are there. So Aliptak, Angik, Gomukh, Vitastash, Chatvaro, Marga. Aliptak, Angik and Gomukh and Vitasta. These are the 4 margas. But they will be defined again. Only the categories are named here. Then Vilepanam Nama Vamordhvaka Pralepat. The lepan, some cream-like thing being applied to Vamak and Urdhvak, the drum which is placed on left and drum which is placed above. So that is Vilepana. Vilepan Vidhi is described here. Okay. Then Shat Karnas are here described. Rupam, Kritap, Pratikritam, Pratibhedo, Rupashesham, Ogah, Pratishulka, Cheti. Their definitions occur afterwards. Then Triyati, yes, there was a discussion on it. So these 3 yatis are there. Here they are defined again. Then they are mentioned in earlier chapter. So Samas, Rotogata, Gopucha. These 3 types of yatis are there. And Trila is Druta Madhya Vilambit is 3. They often are mentioned. And Tattvam Anugatam Ogha. This they also are mentioned in the previous chapter. So all the confusion is there. The categories are defined afterwards and they are mentioned somewhere. So this thing happens. And Tattva Anugat and Ogha. This is the Trigat. Triprachar is Samprachar, Visham Prachar, Samavisham Prachara. These 3 types of movements in playing the drums. 3 Sanyoga. The mixing of Lagu Guru. So Guru Sanyog, Lagu Guru Sanyog. Tripanika. The use of hands is there. So Samapani, Avapani, Upari Panishcha. Panchapani Prahatam Nam. Okay. 3 types of panis are there, and then Panchapani Prahat is another category. So it is Samapani, Ardha Samapani, Ardhartha Samapani, Parshapani, Pradeshini, Cheti. Then 3 types of praharas, Nigrahit, Ardha Nigrahit, Mukta. Okay. 3 prahar is Nigrahit, Ardha Nihit, it is repeated. 3 marjana is, here it is Mayuri, Ardha Mayuri and Karma Ravi. Okay. Then the definitions are given. Okay. So here, from here they start the definitions. Chaturmargam yaduttam tam anuvyakhyāsyāma. What the Chaturmarga is has been mentioned, now we will describe it. अड्डिता लिप्त मार्गे तु वितस्ता गोमुखी तथा मार्गाश्चत्वारे वैते प्रहार करणाश्रयाः. Addita and Alipta Marga, Vitasta and Gomukhi will be implied, and Addita, Alipta Marga, Vitasta and Gomukhi. These are the four margas which take recourse to Prahar and Karna. Okay. Then again we have to understand what Addita and Alipta margas are there. But here it's another stanza. So Trem Chanyanyaphi tatha kashtha yasya kritanyatha jallari patahadini charmanardhani tani cha. He is describing the instruments here, and the instruments made out of wood and the instruments made out of hide or skin, jallari and pataha, they are there. Then I'm sorry, there is some kind of reading have been mixed, so I will have to check tomorrow. Maybe we come to it tomorrow. Okay, I will finish here. If there are any questions, you can ask. Okay.
Namaste, sir.
Yes.
Sir, there is an underlying mathematical thought which has been explored by Bharata in many concepts. So, which is otherwise absent in the folk tradition. Folk tradition stops with the repetition.
Yeah.
So, do you think that this mathematical thought makes a Shastradharik Natya Parampara or the Natya Parampara a Shastradharik Natya Parampara?
You may be right in some way, but what happens that Natya, the Shastra is interacting with Loka, and Loka is interacting with Shastra. So it is a dual process, a mutual exchange and obliging each other. That continues to happen. So Natya Shastra might have borrowed motifs from folk traditions, categories from Loka, and then standardized them. Okay, it is Shastrikaran or standardization of the categories that are in practice. So Shastra makes them scientific, it gives them scientific basis. So it is true that this Loka has used various numbers and goes on repeating those numbers. Shastra gives it a perspective, it sees a proportion and a motive continuing in the numbers being used. So it synchronizes them, it systematizes them. So sometimes the numbers are reduced of some categories, sometimes the numbers of some categories are multiplied to suggest a unity, that these three, here also you find that 3 types of margas, 3 types of praharas, 3 types of yatis, all these 3 are going on. So maybe in Loka, in the actual practice, they are not knowing that we are using 3 types of praharas, 3 types of lepanas. They are using the lepa, but they do not know exactly, and they cannot define. The Shastra defines. The Shastra takes its base from there. It defines the category, and it makes it gives a perspective. It refines it, and this is the process. And then Loka approaches Shastra also for its validation. So it is two-way process, as I understand. So I do not say that Natya Shastra always functioned as a giver for all the traditions. It also adopted and it borrowed from various lok paramparas or regional traditions. So there has been always this kind of exchange. So sometimes for eulogizing our Shastra, we also say that it has always been a source book, and all the systems of theatric tradition and performing traditions are its offshoots. So at one level it is true, but the other way around, it also is enriched by the loka. So Bharat Muni himself says that whatever you do not find in Shastra, you should go to loka. So you have your base in Shastra, you also look to the loka. So Shastra should interact with loka and get itself expanded, enrich itself.
Thank you, sir.
It's not a question, but I just want to add on to what the discussion just happened. Even though the local Sangeet has the repetitive singing styles, but they use pentatonic scale.
Okay.
That's already been proved. Dr. Ashok Ranade has already worked on it, and he has given the proofs to this. So I think Shastra, as rightly said, they standardized it, but unknowingly even Lok was using pentatonic scale.
Yes, yes. Okay. Right.
Namaskar, sir. Sir, the question is not from today's topic, but I would like to know that in Natya Shastra, the Angika Abhinay is given in detail compared to Abhinay Darpan. But in Abhinay Darpan, we get references of Jati Bhed, we get references of Utplavana Bhed, and Brahmari, Charikata is in Natya Shastra too. But why not in Natya Shastra? Navagrahasta is there in Abhinay Darpan.
Yes.
But what could be the reason that Natya Shastra does not have these hastas? Like,
No, I will take it other way around. Because Natya Shastra didn't have them, so therefore Abhinaya Darpana described Navagraha Abhinaya and Brahmari and many things. Natya Shastra doesn't have everything. Okay, it cannot have. Bharat Muni himself says that my Shastra doesn't have anything. Maybe some other of my disciples would compose another Natya Shastra. Some other disciple would come and compose another Natya Shastra. Whatever I have left, other authors will give. So Shesham Uttara Tantrena Kohalastu Karishyati. This is the last line of Natya Shastra, last chapter, last line. Whatever I tried to tell you, whatever I knew, whatever I observed, whatever I collected, whatever remains, Kohala will describe. So Kohala also composed a Natya Shastra. So Bharat Muni repeatedly said that everything is not here. So maybe other authors would take care of it. And why Natya Shastra doesn't have and why Abhinaya Darpana has it? Where traditions are developing. It is such a vast country, you see. So this Sangeet Ratnakar, Jaya Senapati, Rat Ratnavali, they describe Deshi Karnas. There are 108 Karnas in Natya Shastra. So they are, you can say, Marga Karnas. They are Shastrik Angika Abhinaya Karnas. And Deshi Karnas, which might have been in practice in tribes, so they observe them and they bring them back, they bring them to Shastra. So all the Deshi things are there in the later text. People say that the Acharyas in Sanskrit are not caring about the regional traditions, about the loka. The Shastra is more and more approaching loka, as we see from the history of at least Natya Shastra works. About other Shastras I cannot say, but I made a list of about 100 works on Natya and Nratya, which are actually works on Sangeet, but they describe Nratya and Natya also, like Sangeet Ratnakar of Sharandev. So title is Sangeet Ratnakar, but it describes Deshi Karnas, Angaharas and Karnas. It discuss the whole Abhinaya part is taken care of. So because they are later authors and traditions are expanding, India being such a vast country that one single author cannot know all the regional traditions. So traditions come from different regions. So Jaya Senapati belongs to perhaps to Andhra. He is describing so many regional forms, very interesting regional forms, how the tribes are dancing. And that Mansol Las, Someshwar, the author of Mansol Las, Abhilashat Chintamani is another name for that. He was a king and He was the son of Aho Malla Vikramanka Dev, whose protege was Bilhan. So he was a voluminous, prolific author, and that Mansolas is an encyclopedic work. So it describes, it is like a Vishwakosha of all sorts of traditions. So it takes care of many things, many regional practices which are not there in Natya Shastra. And Natya Shastra basically creates a marga system. Okay, it doesn't even have a word like Deshi perhaps. And these authors are defining what is Deshi and what is marga. The word Deshi again occurs in these later works, where I don't know whether grammatically it is correct or not. Like Dharmi, the word Deshi is repeatedly used. This is Deshi, and it is pulling, I think. So this is Deshi. They say repeatedly and defined. So in different locales in different localities, what are the regional practices? We note them and we describe them. This is the idea of Deshi. So we should not expect that Natya Shastra should record everything, and nothing is left to others. Many things are left to the other authors. So they are developing the tradition. The Shastra develops that way. Even in 20th century and 21st century, you can write new Natya Shastras. You can expand the Shastras. That is the way to connect to the tradition and to be a part of the process of its development.
Thank you, sir.
That Sunil.
Sir, can you please explain the term Shuddha? What Shuddha means? It comes in the Shuddha Nritta, Shuddha Swara, Shuddha Dhaivata. What Shuddha means here?
In the context of Swaraj, the term Shuddha, I think, doesn't occur in Natya Shastra. Okay. So Shuddha, Rishabh, Shuddha, Pancham, Shuddha, Nishad, these adjectives are not there in Natya Shastra. So we have to look in what context Shuddha, the word Shuddha has occurred. Immediately I do not remember. If you remember any context where the term Shuddha.
Sir, Abhinava explains Shuddha Nritta. He uses Shuddha before explaining the types of Nritya. Nritta, what is Nritta, what is Nritya. In one sentence he has given that, I guess.
Then I don't remember. If you have there's a whole long discussion on difference between Nritta and Natya and Abhinavagupta, Nritta Prabandha and Natya Prabandha, but I don't think he uses the word Nritya as such, and I don't remember whether he uses the word adjective Shuddha before Nritya. I will have to check. If you have the text and if you can show me, then we will consider. But Shuddha Prabandha, maybe it has occurred. I have not noted it. We'll have to examine.
Hello sir. Before this question, we were talking about the activities happened after Bharat Muni's Natya Shastra. But very interestingly, you also mentioned what happened before Bharat Muni's Natya Shastra. There must be some Natya Shastra that Bhasa mode, maybe it was in front of him. So, is that citation given in Bharat Muni's Natya Shastra or where else it is given?
Yeah, Abhinavagupta himself describes that there are some sutras which Bharat Muni cites from earlier tradition. Okay, even this sutra, Vibhavanubhav Vyabhichari Sanyoga Dras Nishpatti, it is not Bharat Muni's sutra. They say that it comes to him from tradition. Okay, then the very title Anuvansha Shlokas, Bhavanti Chatra Anuvansha Shloka. With this declaration, he gives some shlokas. So Anuvansha Shloka would mean the shlokas coming from generation to him. So there is a rich tradition of Natya Shastra, and Bharat Muni regards that tradition, and he gives very significant declarations or preceding notes to such shlokas. Sometimes it is Parikara Shloka. Okay. Atra Anuvanshav Shlokau. Bhavanti Chatra Arya. And normally Natyashastra is not in Aryas. When he says Bhavanti Chatra Arya, so these Aryas are coming, it seems, to him. So Anuvansha shlokas, at least they are coming to him by tradition. And maybe Parikara shlokas are also, they are coming to him as floating verses which he records. So that way the Natyashastra records several traditions and tries to make a way to build up a distinct theatric philosophy and system on the basis of these traditions which are handed over to Bharat Muni. That is why that is how I understand. So the tradition of theatre and its theory is very much there, and we get reference to Druhini's Natya Shastra, and Druhini is an author mentioned by Bharat Muni himself. Okay, so that Natya Shastra is not available. One other text mentioned by Panini, that is Nat Sutra, that also is lost. So texts were written on the art of theatre or drama, but nothing prior to Natya Shastra is available to us. Natya Shastra gives some sort of glimpse of that, what might have existed.
Like sir, in my manuscript, that work, Abhinay Lakshana.
Yes.
So there the author has mentioned Nandikeshwar Bharat Matanusari. So that Nandikeshwar name is there. But this Nandikeshwar is not the author of
Abhinay Darpan.
He is older than, I think, maybe the Samkalin of Bharat, or maybe older than Bharat. But he mentions clearly Nandikeshwar Bharat Matanusari. Those currents.
Nandi is also mentioned in Natya Shastra also, amongst the Sevakas of Shiva. So Nandi is mentioned here. So maybe some author named Nandi is there. Tandu is also mentioned as a Acharya of Tandav dance. So these authors are mentioned. Dattil is also mentioned here, although the Dattilam, the text of by Dattila is a later text. It may not be prior to, but Dattil.
Shivdas mentions Dattil also.
Huh?
In a Narad, Dattil.
Yes. They are. There is a tradition of writing history in each shastra. So they will remember earlier acharyas. These are the earlier acharyas. So they have a kind of historical sense by recording the earlier acharyas. So it is in Natya Shastra also, in other authors also. Yes.
So the last question for today.
Sir, in the characteristics of the Pushkar, there is one Pani, the three Panis, and it had come before also, but I'm not very clear what that is. If you don't mind explaining again.
I think tomorrow we will take it some Pani, Av Pani and Upari Pani. Okay, so the tal is given at equal level. It goes ahead of the music being played, or it follows. These three levels are there. That perhaps is the idea, but that we will come to it because it is in the categories to be defined. Samapani, Avapani and Upari Pani, and we will, I think, discuss it maybe tomorrow.
Thank you so much, sir. So with that, we conclude today's session, and we will see you tomorrow at 9:30 sharp, as usual. Thank you. Swarada konaच्या ओळखीचे? Somebody please remind her about camera. Please.
Yeah.
Patni shabdam karoti.